Although the first known evil eye symbol dates back to ancient Mesopotamia, the concept takes on a whole new life in the 16th century.
As witch trials begin happening all over Europe, we start to see all these actual court records that mention the evil eye. This is a major change from something that was originally more of a folk tale or rumor.
Now, the evil eye is suddenly a mainstream fear, popping up in legal proceedings thousands of times over the course of several centuries of trials in both Europe and the New World.
Among the most famous takes place in Salem, Massachusetts in 1692.
The deputy constable of Salem at this time, the guy in charge of arresting witches, is a man named John Willard. According to a contemporary account, Willard is completely on board with arresting witches at first, but then he changes his tune and starts protesting that many of the people being charged are innocent. After speaking out, Willard himself is also accused of witchcraft.
Willard seeks advice from his grandfather-in-law, a man named Bray Wilkins. At some point during a dinner together, which was attended by 5 other people, Willard gives Bray Wilkins a cross look.
Wilkins falls gravely ill with a painful and mysterious gastric ailment. He claims his malady started when Willard gave him the evil eye at dinner that night.
After that, Wilkins' 17-year-old grandson Daniel suddenly dies, and this is also attributed to Willard's evil stare.
Despite his denials, Willard is convicted and ultimately hanged on Proctor's Ledge at Gallows Hill. And as a historical footnote, 2 dogs are also accused of casting an evil eye at the children of Salem. Sadly, they too are convicted and hanged.
Over the next centuries, belief in the evil eye doesn't waver, as even the most pious are accused.
In Italy, in the mid-1800s, Pope Pius IX is said to be a jettatore, which is a Sicilian word for someone who, maybe accidentally, is casting out the evil eye. Apparently, people that he blesses end up having terrible things happen to them.
There's a famous story that he blesses a building work site for a column dedicated to the Madonna in the Piazza di Spagna, and later that day, a worker falls to his death.
In 1848, he blesses Roman troops, and then they're defeated by the Austrians. Even after his death, it's said that every year after his memorial mass is held, someone who is in attendance drops dead, all due to the Pope's evil eye.
Incredibly, even a branch of the U.S. military tries to harness the evil eye's power in 1943.
At the height of World War II, the U.S. Office of Scientific Research and Development devises a psychological weapon for use against the Japanese. They call it Project Fantasia, and it will come in the form of a large hydrogen-filled balloon in the shape of an evil eye. It will be illuminated, and as it floats over Japanese territory, people who are already superstitiously inclined, they'll see it.
After about 15 minutes, the eye would incinerate in an intimidating blaze of fireworks. The thinking behind this is that they would scare and demoralize the locals who maintain this strong superstitious belief in the eye and its power.
It's an interesting idea, but it's deemed impractical and it's shelved before it even gets off the ground.
Thankfully, there's supposedly many means of protection against the death stare.
The most famous form of protection is an amulet known as a nazar, and it's this round, bright blue image of an eye that you've probably seen in jewelry stores around without really realizing where it comes from.
There are plenty more where that came from. The Greeks also pull down their lower eyelid to ward it off in a gesture called kataskopia. Or you can throw the horns or other hand gestures.
Remember, the evil eye is thought to be brought on by an envious gaze, so a lot of the protections are designed to distract that gaze. You give it something else to look at. A distracting gesture, or a distracting object, or accessory. You can also utter protective phrases. Jewish people, for example, say kinahora, meaning no evil eye.
Some Asian and African cultures actually believe that you should only eat alone or only with trusted family because you're most susceptible to the evil eye when your mouth is open.
In India, carpenters leave small holes in new buildings so that the evil eye will seep out of enclosed spaces. Also, marriage ceremonies sometimes involve cross-dressing to confuse the evil eye.
Ultimately, I guess what the long history of the evil eye proves is that people really have a tendency to stick to their religious superstitions. I mean, sure, maybe it's real and maybe it's not, but you know what? Better to be safe than sorry.